Welcome to my channel, welcome back. If you've been here before, you're a keeper, you're tuning to London Living Mum. My name is Georgie. Hello, hi. As you would have seen by the title of this video, I'm going to share my tips and tricks working in the PR industry, collaborations, UGC, content creation. How I got into it, a little bit of background, and then obviously I'm going to run through some tips for you to help you if you are new to this industry. This is specifically for all the small content creators, the micro influencers, because that is where I fall under. I haven't got a huge following, but I know I try and put out as much good content as I can, and it seems to land me some really good deals. So I wanted to give you my tips and tricks so you can land those deals too. A little bit of background about me if you are new to my channel. I'm Georgie, 31-year-old mum to a very gorgeous little 1.5-year-old. So he's 17 months old now, which is crazy. It goes so fast. There's so much to it. I was a kitchen designer before this, and then because my UGC really took off, I've decided not to go back to work, which is fabulous. So now I'm a self-employed mum of one. I live with my partner Dave. I can't call him my husband yet because you know honey's still waiting for a ring out here, but anyway, beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, we live together. He's also self-employed. He's a barber. Hit him up if you need some haircuts because he's very good. Anyway, he is also an entrepreneur, so he's got lots of business ventures, so it kind of trickles down to me as well. I've always been quite a creative. I feel like we work really well together because we're both creative heads, which is why we have so many business ventures going on. I just want to make it super clear that my child will always come first now. Like, that is it for me, point blank period. I am a mum first before anything. It's the most important job in the entire world. No one can tell me any different. I don't want you to think this is a breeze. It is not. It takes work, it takes graft, it takes dedication, it takes literally your energy, your time. But it is worth it, I promise you. Don't want to throw like loads of names out you and look like a bragging video. It's literally not that. I have worked super hard for what I am doing. It's not a clout thing. For me, I don't care if I've got hundreds of thousands of followers or 10, as long as I can produce the content that I enjoy creating and it gets the outcome that I want. And essentially that is what is happening right now. Why can't I breathe? So I started doing content probably, I don't even know, about 15 years ago. You might be thinking, well, you started 15 years ago, why have you not got a huge following, etc. My focus has never been about my own account. It's always about other brands' accounts, which is essentially why I haven't necessarily grown as my channel and my pages. I mean, I've got 13,000 plus on Instagram, but my focus is really creating good content rather than something that you want to keep coming back to because it's one specific niche. I do really target lots of different niches, and that's just because I work with so many different brands, from skincare to holidays to, I don't know, baby content to restaurants. So my content is really varied, which I think is generally why people aren't necessarily just on my page. They're on several different pages, and that's fine. That's not what my aim was. My aim is not for clout or for following. That is not it. I enjoy creating the content, I enjoy making the memories, and I enjoy working with a multitude of brands rather than one specific niche. It just doesn't work for me. I'm a little bit ADHD, I believe, so we're all over the shop. I can't focus on one thing. Hello, except you. I can always focus on you. Oh, here he goes. This is what he does. He likes to kick off, but it's all fine. Where's your red car? Why did it come back? I just chucked his red car off to hope that he would go away. Anyway, love him. Yeah, how it all started. I first of all started on YouTube, weirdly enough, because that was not my focus for the last 10, 12 years. But I started on YouTube. I loved doing makeup. Makeup and hair and beauty was my niche at that time. Now, obviously, I do a multitude of niches. I have to ignore the baby in the background, but that was initially where I started out. That's not where I am now, it's just part of it. But I was living in Nottingham, I invested in a camera, I got a Canon. It was literally like, saved up all my pocket money for this Canon. Just started from there. I started shooting content. I then fell in briefly to like the modeling industry, etc. Don't judge me now. This is not what we're working with here, people. Way back when we were, you know, in shape and looking after ourselves. We're a mum now. That's my excuse, period. Then I went into sort of the modeling industry, and there was a lot of fixation around images and pictures. So I sort of came away a little bit from YouTube. Then I had loads of laptop issues, so I just stopped YouTube completely. I then decided, what did I decide? I had like a lot of fun and events and things going on, so I decided to pick up the camera again. I invested in the G7X. I invested in a Lumix, basically, Lumix camera, and was just fully focused on that. But I found that the editing was taking a long time for me, and to be honest with you, I needed less time consuming. I wasn't doing it full time. I was literally doing it whilst doing a full-time job. So for me, it did take a bit of a back burner again. So I stuck with Instagram. That for me was where I was getting the most engagement through, the most response from companies, and yeah, it really went from there. Now, when you are starting out anything, you really have to be dedicated. Like, that is the first foremost. You can't half-heartedly do something. And for me, when I was working full-time, I was half-heartedly doing everything. Somehow I managed to do it, but I really don't think that's the way. I think you really have to invest in your time. I was coming home from work and I was absolutely knackered, but I was really persevering, picking up that camera and still doing content no matter what it was. Decided I wanted to work with an agency. I worked with, at that time, it was years ago now, but I worked with Scintillate Talent. They were really good for clothing campaigns and collabs and that sort of thing. And as I got older, I realized I didn't want to be with an agency. I wanted to be solo dolo. And for me, it was just way better being solo dolo. Each to their own, but that was my experience. I went into the music industry a little bit. I just dabbled in a lot of things. I've always been, what's that terrible saying that's like, a jack of all trades, master of none, or something along those lines, right? But that was me. Whereas now, since having Kai, I've found my full focus is mum life. It's relatable to me because it's like, right, I'm in the chaos, you're in the pits, there could be anything. And that is literally what happens on this channel. But anyway, some of the brands that I've worked with are pretty big, I would say. I've worked with Boohoo, Prada, HelloFresh. There's just a long list. Ones abroad, I've done ones in the UK, I've done pretty much back to back. My main source of income, I would say, is with affiliate links. I haven't done any brand deals, to be honest with you. It's all been through affiliate work, and you have to work extra hard for that, I'm well aware, but because I haven't got the following yet, I can't really do the brand deals, so sorry about him. Crazy. So most of mine is with affiliate codes, links, clicks, that sort of thing. But being 100% transparent with you, it's good money if you work your arse off. And I really am running myself to the ground, which in hindsight doesn't sound great. But in reality, I love it, and I have such a passion and enjoyment for it that it doesn't feel like work to me. And I think that's why I do well in it. My real big tip to you is be disciplined, do it consistently. And I shout out to my partner for this because he pushes me, not pushes me, that sounds like he makes me do it, but he pushes me in the sense of, because he's so work driven and so business minded, it trickles down to me naturally. So I've picked that up, and even this morning he was like to me, have you done any content today? And I'm like, crap, no, I need to. And this is why we're here. So it really helps who you're around. Like, I'm not around lots of people that do content. So for me, I think naturally that would take a back burner, but all the people that I am around are well aware that I do it, and they just kind of deal with the fact that I do it. So I think that also helps. I can imagine if you're around people that are doing the same thing, it would probably push you more, but I'm just not in that position. I haven't met people that are doing the same thing, and that's fine. I'm not necessarily after that. But if that happens, it happens, right? But I think for me, it's just being consistent. It's having that drive, having that motivation, keeping yourself going and saying, do you know what, no matter what, today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do some content. If I haven't got the energy or the content ready, available that day, I will email brands. I'll DM companies. I will try my utmost to have a productive day no matter what. Even on my least productive days, I've still sent emails, I've still contacted companies, I've still edited a little bit of content, I've still done something productive in that time that allows me to actually push myself and strive. And I genuinely think this is what you need to do. Like, you need to push yourself. You need to say, today I'm going to wake up and I'm going to do one piece of content. I might not upload it that day, but I'm gonna get it done. For me, I think that's the only way I thrive. Like, even talking about it, I can feel my body, like I'm excited, and that literally is how I feel every day when I do content. I've never done so much content since this last year and a half being off with my child, and I thought I'd be so inundated with baby stuff and like life that I wouldn't get anything done. But if anything, it's pushed me to do more because I want to do well for him and for my family, and to just enjoy so many things that I've already achieved that was on my vision board that I'm so shocked that I've achieved. But it's because I've pushed and I've persevered, and I actually enjoy what I do. If you're sat there and you're doing this just because you need a little bit of cash, genuinely, I would rethink it. Don't want to steer you off, but if you're not doing it and you're not invested, are you really going to do very well if you're not enjoying what you're doing? Try it out, test it out. I'm not saying don't, but if you feel like you're half-heartedly doing it, maybe do something else, because it probably isn't for you. I don't want to steer people away from doing obviously what they want to do, but if you decide during half of it that you're actually not getting on with this, that's also okay if you're not interested in it, because you have to have a passion. There has to be a passion from somewhere, whether that is making money, whether that is you enjoy creating content, whether that is you like the editing process. You have to enjoy certain parts of it because it is hard. Like, there's no one here to be like, Georgie, I'm going to do this content for you. I mean, Dave could, but he's got his own content to do, do you know what I mean? But there's no one here that's going, do you know what, I'm going to send the PR emails for you today. I'm going to put that money in your wallet for the next week. And I've done really well. I won't go into figures in this video. I mean, if you want me to go into figures, I can do at some stage, but I haven't got time to like sit here and delve in everything. And that's okay too. Like, if you want to have a short channel only, cool. If you want to just do YouTube, cool. But the key here is, all I'm trying to say is, discipline is everything. If you know that you are not a disciplined person, get disciplined, because this is not easy. This is not a walk in the park. It doesn't get easier over time. Like, the only thing that does get easier is if you stumble across, I don't know, there's a flying here, editors that are really easy to use. That's the only way it becomes easy, I promise you. Because apart from that, you're still doing yourself. You're still doing everything yourself, unless you've got a management team, but we're not at that stage yet. I think what's also key is to not look at the numbers. It's very easy to get swept up in number chasing, but at the end of the day, when you start out, you don't have instant numbers, and everyone that you watch now that is got millions of followers or millions of subscribers or lots and lots going on, they didn't start off that way. Trust me, they started with very, very basic accounts. They just didn't, yeah, what can you see? They started off with very basic accounts. But the reality is, they didn't care what people thought, and they just got going, and you really have to just get going. My goal this year was to post every day, and I've done that, whether that's shorts, whether that's on my main channel. I think I've done about 180 odd videos, long form, since the start of this year, which is huge for me, especially as a mum. Like, I don't have time, but I've just decided, you know what, if I film what I don't have time doing, is that going to get me somewhere? And it's grown massively. Like, and when I say massive, it's like a couple of hundred, which sounds like nothing, but if there was a couple of hundred extra people in my house, that's a big crowd. Do you know what I mean? So I think you just have to keep going. You build your community organically. That's the only way to do it, and that's the best way, because you get the right people looking at your account, looking at your channel. That's really it. If you can do a niche, great. I would definitely say look at a niche. Like, essentially my niche is being a mum, but I have loads of different umbrellas underneath that, because I just can't make a decision to save my life. But if you can, fabulous, do that. Highly recommend, but it's obviously not necessary. And I know people say you need to find your niche. Genuinely don't think that's the case. Do you, and people will come. Yeah, find your platform. This fly is driving me insane. If you can see this fly. Find your platform. For me, I thrive on YouTube. Instagram's probably taken a bit of a back burner. TikTok I enjoy, but I'm not fully focused on it. I know people do really well on TikTok. It's just not been a bit of me yet. But find the platform that works for you. I dabble in all of them. I'm literally on Lemonade. I'm on loads of different platforms. You can follow me at any of those. It's literally the same username everywhere and anywhere. If you do like this video and you like this sort of content, please let me know, because I would love to do like some dissected versions, like templates for you on how I contact brands, and just give you a little bit of motivation and backburner to know that you don't have to have a lot of following. You just have to have good content. That is it. You don't have to have a huge social media presence. You just have to have good content. Obviously, some brands that you want to work with have a specific criteria, but there's a lot of companies that don't. So if you want to know a full breakdown of different companies that I've worked with that are mum friendly, then, you know, let's get to it. That is everything. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Make sure you like, share and subscribe. Stay tuned for more content. And if you like this one, then join the tribe. Bye.